Sanskrit letter B. Badarayana, Badarayana, inhabitant of Badarika Asrama, a name for the sage Vyasa. Badarayana. Bada, bound. Bada jiva, bound individual, human being, jiva. Bada, bada, cessation, contradiction, fallacy. Bada, badaka, sublator. Badaka, pratiti, sublating cognition. Badayam samana dekaranya, badayam saman dekaranya, badayam samana dekaranya, samana dekaranya. Grammatical coordination in the sense of sublation. A grammatical theory used by the Advaita Vedantins to interpret the great sayings, Mahavakyas. Originally, one perceived the object as a post, but later realized that it was a man. The original perception of the post is thus sublated. Badita, sublated, contradictory reason. Stultified reason, a logical fallacy which tries to prove a thesis which is contrary to direct experience. When someone says fire is not hot because it is a substance, the thesis is wrong because of stultified reason. This fallacy is also known as kalatita and kalatyaya padista. See Het Vabasa. Badita means contradictory reason. Badita. Badrinath, one of the major centers of Hindu pilgrimage sacred to Vishnu, located in the heart of the Himalayas. Badrinath. Baglamukhi, crane-headed, an aspect of the universal mother, Sakti, who is depicted with the head of a crane. Baglamukhi, Bahi Prajna, outer knowledge. In the waking state, individual's awareness extends outside. One operates those through one's 10 senses, indrayas, 5 vital airs, pranas, and the internal organ, antakarana. Through these, one receives stimuli from the external world and reacts to them in diverse ways. Baharanga sadhana, the remote aid to spiritual practices, outer limb practices. It is comprised of daily and occasional actions, nitya and naimittika karmas. According to the yoga system, the first five limbs of Ashtanga yoga are known as the external spiritual disciplines. These are abstentions, observances, postures, breathing techniques, and withdrawal of the senses from sense objects, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, and pratyahara. Ashtanga yoga. Bahir dravyatva, external substanceness, Bahir dravyatva, Bahir mukha, outward vision. The cause for the exhibition of the universe, according to Kashmir Saivism, Lord Shiva turns his vision outwards. Bahya, external, a type of perception, and Nyaya. Bala, strength, force, vigor, power. Bal, to breathe or to live. Bala, Sanskrit for strength. Bala is also childlike and young and youthful. Balavadan istananu bandin. Balavadanistananu Bandin, right? So that's a BL, Balava, that's a V, Balavadanistananu Bandin. So that's a D with the opening, and that connects, makes it an I. Balavadanistananu Bandin. Balavadanistananu Bandin. That which does not entail great harm. Banda means lock or bond or bondage, control, determination, from the verb root bond, to bind, bond, banda, lock. Class of exercises in Hatha Yoga, which when practiced along with pranayama, breathing exercises, aids in uniting the prana and apana, the ingoing and outgoing breath. They also help to seal the vital breath, prana, in the body during the practice of locks, mudra. The three main locks are Jalandhara Bandha, in which the head is bent forward and the chin is pressed against the chest; Uddiyana Bandha, in which the stomach muscles are pulled inward toward the spine; and Mula Bandha, in which the anus is pulled inward. According to Jainism, bondage is due to karma particles. It is caused by activities of the body-mind complex as influenced by passions. This bondage has two stages, Bhava Bandha and Dravya Bandha. Bhava Bandha represents a change in the individual's consciousness due to passions, kasaya, which prepares the individual for the actual bondage, Dravya Bandha, which follows. The latter stage is when there is an actual contact of the karma particles with the individual. Bondage is of four kinds: nature bondage, Prakriti Bandha; space quantity bondage, Pradesha Bandha; duration quality bondage, Sthiti Bandha; and intensity of fruition bondage, Anubhaga Bandha. The majority of Indian philosophical terms attribute bondage to ignorance, avidya. Bondage signifies the human condition of finite existence, unenlightenment. Bandhu, connection, relation, association. Barhi, a type of sacrificial grass. Bhadra, blessing, happy, well. Bhaga, six glorious features of God. Isvara, luck, fortune. They are Jnana, wisdom; Sakti, potency; Bala, strength; Aisvarya, lordship; Virdya, valor; Tejas, splendor; Isvara, Sanskrit for God; Bhaga, Tyaga, Laksana; Bhaga, Tyaga, Laksana. Another name for Jahadaja, Laksana. Bhagatyaga Laksana. Bhagavad Anubhava. Bhagavad Anubhava. God realization. Bhagavadanubhava. Bhagavadanubhava. Bhagavad Gita, Song of God, from the root bhaj, to love or revere, and ga, to sing. One of the essential scriptures of Hinduism, a portion of the Mahabharata, in which Krishna, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, instructs Arjuna about the nature of God, the universe, and the self, on different forms of yoga, and on the way to attain God. See Mahabharata. Bhagavan, Lord God, revered person; venerable, the fortunate, the powerful, blessed one, from the root Bhag, good fortune, wealth, splendor, power; Van, possessor, master, having. The Lord, the one who is glorious, illustrious, divine, venerable, a term of address for God, or saints, sages, perfected ones, denoting what is glorious, divine, venerable, and holy. He possesses six divine qualities: knowledge, jnana; strength, bala; lordship, asavarya; potency, sakti; virility, virdya; and splendor, tejas. Bhagavata, devotee of God; name of a major Purana; name of a sect of Vaisnavas. Bhagavata Purana, or Srimad Bhagavata, is one of the 18 major Puranas and the primary source book for the conception and worship of Lord Krishna. It contains the biography of Krishna. The scripture is respected, revered, and studied regularly, especially by Vaisnavas. Bhagavata Kenkarya. Bhagavata Karya, service to the devotees of God. Bhagavatpada, God-footed, a term of respect applied to Sankaracharya. Bhagya, salvation or liberation worked out by fate, fortune. Bhairava, frightful, fear-inspiring, horrible, terrible, formidable form of Siva. Bhairava, Siva the Terrible, a name for Siva implying the Lord who is responsible for the creation, sustenance, and dissolution of the universe. In the Kapala and Kalamukha sects of Kashmir Saivism, they worship Bhairava as Siva or the Absolute. Bhairava. Bhairavi, the goddess Sakti of Bhairava. This is a female version of Bhairava. Bhairavi. Bhajana, devotional singing from the root bhaj, to love, worship, praise, individual or group singing of devotional songs, hymns, and chants, devotional songs and praise of the divine. It is a form of pure and unadulterated devotion to God. Bhakta, devotee of lover of God, bhaj, to love, / worship, / revere, bhakta, bhaj, Bhakta, you got the Bhaktrins, okay? A devotee or a lover or worshipper of God, followers of Bhakti Yoga, the path of love and devotion. According to Visistadvaita Vedanta, a devotee is one type of seeker of liberation. There are those who have read the Veda together with its auxiliaries and the Upanishads, and who, from the knowledge of the earlier and later parts of the Mimamsa, have determined the nature of the absolute Brahman as different from individuals. Chit. In the world, Achit. Individuals, Chit. They are the nature, and in the world is Achit. They are of the nature of bliss, and know Brahman as of the nature of bliss, infinitude, and unsurpassability, a stage of consciousness. Stala, Bhakti, loving devotion. Bhaj, to love, worship, revere. The path of devotion leading to union with God, the state of intense devotional love for God or Guru. It is one of the paths to liberation, Bhakti Marga. Devotion is said to be of two types: Sadhana Bhakti, comprised of Astanga Yoga, Sadhana Saptaka, and Phala Bhakti, received by an individual through God's grace spontaneously. It is also divided into 9 forms: Sravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Padasevana, Arkana, Vandana, Dasya, Sakya, and Atma Nivedana. See Navavida Bhakti. Devotion to God can assume many forms, and a devotee can be related to God in one of many attitudes. The chief ones are Dasya, attitude of a servant to his master; Sakya, the attitude of a friend to a friend; Vatsalya, the attitude of a parent to a child; Santa, the attitude of a child to a parent; Kanta, the attitude of a wife to a husband; Rati, the attitude of a lover to the beloved; and Dvesa, the attitude of an atheist toward God. Visistadvaita Vedanta defines devotion as a continuous stream of remembrance of God, uninterrupted like the flow of oil from one vessel to another. Vaisnavas divide perfect love of God, Ragatmika Bhakti, into Kamatmika, consisting of a desire for erotic and mystical enjoyment, inspired by an exclusive effort to please Krishna, and Sambandhatmika, consisting of a sensitive relationship to Krishna. The former is composed of sneha, affection, wherein the heart melts; mana, affected repulse of endearment due to excess emotion; pranaya, friendly confidence; raga, erotic transmutation of sorrow into joy; raga, and anuraga, love as a constant freshness. Under the latter, the modes of Vatsalya and Sakya involve sneha, mana, pranaya, raga, and anuraga, while the Dasya mode includes all but anuraga, and the Santa mode involves none of them. Bhakti Rupapana Jnana. Bhakti Rupapana Jnana. Love of God, knowledge, turn it to devotion. Bhakti Rupapana Jnana. Bhakti Sutra. So the problem with this is we always confuse these two N's being this letter right here, right? And then this combination of TR makes this letter right here. So I guess when it's bigger, it's a double N, okay? as in Bhakti, Rupa, Pana. This is two N's right here. Then this is a J and an N combined. Jnana, that's another N and ends in A. Okay, so this letter right here, when it's bigger, it's two N's. So that's an N noise right there. Two N's right there. Bhakti, Rupa, Pana, Jnana, right? That's two N's. And this is where we're getting confused with this letter right here, and then this letter right here, which is a tr. It's a tr. Bhakti. Okay, that's a K and a T combined, ending with an I right there. So that's a B with the opening. Bhakti. Then sutra. Okay, so that's a T and R right there. So when it's bigger, it's a N. When it's smaller, it's a tra. Tra. Bhakti Sutra, Threads of Devotion. There are two famous scriptural works on devotion known as the Bhakti Sutras, the Bhakti Sutras of Narada, and the Bhakti Sutras of Sandilya. Both works explain the essence of devotion to the Lord. Narada's uses plain and simple terms, while Sandilya's work is more philosophical and scholarly. Bhakti Yoga, yoga of devotion, path to union with God from the verb root bhaj, to share in, to belong to worship. Bhaj, to love, worship, revere. Bhaj, B-H-A-J, Bhaj. To love, worship, revere, similar to bhakti. Okay. Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti, that's the combination of a T and a K. Once again, B. Bhakti, that's a Y, O, and a G. It ends in A. Bhakti Yoga. The yoga of devotion, path to union with God. From the verb root bhaj, to worship. One of the principal paths to liberation, it is of the nature of the supreme love of God. On attaining it, a person becomes perfect, immortal, and eternally blissful. It depicts the divine. It depicts the divine in human relationship with the human side. Bhakti. Vaishnavites say it is of two kinds: formal, which is the lower type, dependent upon external aids and depicts a step-by-step process, and real, which knows no rules, involves complete surrender, and it is immediate. There are four kinds of devotees: those who, being hard pressed, turn to God for relief; those who, seeking intellectual satisfaction, love God to know about God; those who love God for rewards; and those who love God for love's sake alone. So there are four kinds of devotees: one who turn to God for relief, some want to seek intellectual satisfaction, some want to love God to know God, and those who love God for rewards. And then those who love God for love's sake. There are four stages of liberation: Salokya, living in the land of God; Sayujya, being united with God; Samipya, nearness to God; and Sarupya, obtaining same form as God. Bhamati Prasthana, the Bhamati school or foundation, one of the two schools within Advaita Vedanta. Its most important works are the Bhamati of Vachaspati, the Kalpataru of Amalananda, and the Parimala of Apaya Dixita. The school derived its influence and inspiration from Mandana Mishra. See Vivarana Prasthana, Bharata. This is another term for India, right? Ancient name for the land of India, Bharata, right? They also call it Bharat, right? Bharata, support, to support, bearer of the oblation, name for India, from the verb to support, Ancient name for the land of India, name for the people of India, those who support or uphold righteousness, Dharma. The son of Dushyanta, born of Sakuntala, a sage and author of the Natya Sastra, the name of the son of Dasaratha and one of Rama's three brothers, Bharata, short for Mahabharata, author of the Natya Sastra. Bharati is the goddess, name of Sarasvati, one of the 10 monastic orders founded by Sankaracharya, wife of Mandana Mitra, who referred the debate between Sankaracharya and Mandana. Bharati, goddess, name for Sarasvati. Bharati. Okay. Bhartrhari. Bhartrhari, a king and famous Sanskrit poet, a famous grammarian from Bhartar, supporter, plus Hardy equals remover. Bhartrhari. Bhartrhari. B, that's a T in the middle with an R on top of it and an R below it. So Barter, then that's a H. Hardy, that's an R connected to an I. Barter Hardy, an 11th century king who was the son of the son of Vidyasagara and Mandakini, and who renounced his kingdom to become a yogi. He was a disciple of Goraknath. Collection of the Sanskrit poetry Satakatrayam, Niti, Sringara, and Vairagya Satakas deal with worldly concerns, spiritual ideals, renunciation, and the nature of passion. 7th century grammarian and one of India's great philosophers of language, author of Vakya Padaya, Basa, language, gentle and holy talk, Samiti. Basa, Basaka, revealer. Basma is ash. Savites place ashes from funeral pyres, sacrificial fires, and or cow dung upon their bodies is one of the special hallmarks of a Savite. It symbolizes the ordeal of universal conflagration, the extraction of the world essence, the perfect distillation. All material things eventually and ultimately become ash. There are 3 types of basma. Basma, Sanskrit for ash, basma. Ash from ordinary fire is employed in cleaning metal, wood, grains, clothing. Ash from a sacrificial fire, purified by mantras, is taken as sanctified gift, prasad. Wearing it on one's body is like absorbing the sacrificial rite itself. Finally, ash from burned bilva leaves. Bilva is one of the herbs in Ayurveda, bilva. I've tried bilva. Sanctified by the recitation of the Agora mantra, is known as Sivagni, the fire of Siva. The ash from this is drained and put into a pot mixed with twigs of the sami, banyan, and pipal trees, together with burnt blades of darba grass mixed with cow dung cakes. The 3 horizontal lines of ash distinctive of all Savites, which are placed on the forehead, are made of this ash. It is difficult for the mind engrossed in names and forms to conceive of the formless. Basma, or sacred ashes, is one of the most sacred means of formless worship. It represents Lord Shiva and denotes primarily the destruction of samsara and karma. Lord Shiva gives the boons of dispassion, vairagya, and destruction of limitations to his devotees. Everyone can apply basma, irrespective of caste, creed, or religion. Has the profound symbolism of reminding one of the transience of all created things. Eventually, all things turn to ash. Basma indicates time, kala. It also reminds one to make efforts to reach the one beyond time, kalatita, or Lord Shiva. The sacred ash is called the true form of Shiva. Basma is a great disinfectant and cleanser, and can remove obnoxious odors. The color of basma is white. It symbolizes wisdom. After all karma is burnt out, what is left is wisdom. Anything put into a fire will first turn black, but eventually it will turn white. White is the ultimate state. Bashtrika. B, S connected to a T and a R. See how it's smaller? If it was bigger, it'd be an N. Okay, Bashtrika, that's a K. Bashtrika, bellows, a type of breathing exercise. Pranayama, bellows. Through the tunnels, the echoes, bellows. Okay, a yogic practice of controlled, forceful breathing, which purifies the body and stills the mind. It is a type of breathing exercise where the air, if forcibly drawn in and out or blasted, as in a furnace. Bashtrika is bellows, Sanskrit for bellows, Bashtrika. Basvara, brilliant. Bhashya is a commentary. Bhasyakarta is a commentator. Kar to do, Bhashya, commentary. Bhasyakarta. The most well-known commentators include Sankaracharya for Advaita Vedanta, Ramanuja for Visadvaita Vedanta, and Madhvacharya for Advaita Vedanta. Ramanuja is familiarly known as Bhashyakarta in the Vedantic literature of Visadvaita Vedanta. Bhati, shining, self-luminous. In Vedanta, the absolute Brahman, described as Asti, it is Bhati, it shines. Prayam, it is blissful. All physical entities partake eternally of these three, while momentarily they partake of name and form, nama and rupa. Bhati, shining, luminous, self-luminous. Bhati, Bhatta, Kumarila, Bhatta, the originator of one of the two main schools of Parva Mimamsa. The Bhatta school, Advaita Vedanta, is usually followed the Bhatta view in all matters, empirical. Kumarila, okay, Kumara, Tamil for serpent, okay. Tamilians, Lemurians come from Kumara Kantam, right? Pre-Diluvian Lemurian civilizations. And you got Kumara Nadu, Kumara. You got the name Kumar, right? So this Kumara, you got Yakum, one of the watchers. You got Kumara. You got the name Kumal. Kumal, that's another name from the east. Kumal. Kumara means serpent. Okay, Dragonlanded immortal serpents. They're Kumaras. They're from Lemuria. They're that Dragonland. They're from the Dragonland. Kumara. Bhatta, Kumarila Bhatta, the originator of one of the two main schools of Parva Mimamsa and the Bhatta school. Advaita Vedanta is usually followed the Bhatta view in all matters empirical. Bhauma, terrestrial, from the verb root bu, to become, exists in one of the four kinds of fire. Bhauma. Bhautika, formed of matter constituted of the gross elements. Bhautika. Bhava, becoming, an epithet of Siva, from the verb bu, to become, exist. Bhava, Bhautika, Bhauma. Bhava, state of being. Bhava, bu, to become, exist. Existence, emotion, feeling, attitude. The existence that from which actually causes from one of the 12 links in the causal chain of existence according to Buddhism. Pratitya samutpada, becoming or a state of flux, the feeling of absorption or identification, a spiritual attitude. Bhavana, reminiscent, impression, meditation, consideration, mental discipline. According to Jainism, bhavana, you got bhava, state of being, you got bhavana, meditation. According to Jainism, it is a class of verbal knowledge. Srutajnana. It is the stage of reconsidering the nature of a familiar phenomenon so that a new phenomenon which is known to be associated with it can be properly understood. According to the Vaishesika school, it is a type of trait guna from latent impressions, samskara. It is a quality of the self by which things are constantly practiced, remembered, or recognized. Bhava Srava, a Jaina term describing a state where an individual loses its resistance to the inflow of karmic particles. Bhavani, the giver of existence, one of the names of the universal divine mother. The existent, pure existence, the great goddess, a name for Parvati. Bhavani, the giver of existence. Bhavani, Bhavatmaka, a type of substance, dharma, in Jainism, which indicates the form and condition of a thing. Bhavatmaka. Bhavabandha, a Jaina term describes the state wherein there is a change in an individual's consciousness due to passions. Bhavabandha, Bhavakarma, actions of body, mind, and speech which produce subtle karma, matter according to Jainism. Bhavakarya, positive product. Bhavaleshya, feelings generated by the accumulation of matter according to Jainism. Bhavalinga, a form of formless Siva. Bhavanirjara, Jaina term describing a stage of an individual wherein there is a partial disappearance of karmic particles. This stage is affected by modification or change in the individual itself. Bhava Padartha, existent entities. Bhava Pratyaya Nirodha. Bhava Pratyaya Nirodha, a type of arrested state of the mind not conducive to liberation. Bhava Pratyaya Samadhi. A form of attributeless union, Samadhi, in which a trace of ignorance remains. In this stage, the latent tendencies of an individual's passions remain. Thus, even after attaining this stage, one will have to return to the world again. Bhavarupa, positive in nature, existing form, an attribute of ignorance, avidya, according to Advaita Vedanta. Avidya / Maya means ignorance and illusion. Bhavarupa, Bhavarupa, positive in nature, existing form. Bhavarupa. Bhava Samvara. Bhava Samvara, a Jaina term describing a state of an individual wherein the susceptibility to inflow of karma particles is stopped. This state includes Mahavrata, Samiti, Gupti, Dharma, Anupreksha, Pari Sahajaya, and Charitra. See Samvara. Bhavita Smartavya. Bhavita Smartavya, a recollection of an experience that is unreal or imagined. Bhavya, one who is capable of attaining liberation in Jainism. Bhavya. Bhavya, what is to be accomplished. Bhaya, fear, terror. Bhaya, Beda, difference, disjunction. Beda is a difference, a disjunction. A key concept of Dvaita Vedanta. According to Dvaita, it is fivefold. The difference between God and individuals, between different individuals, between God and matter, between individuals and matter, and between matter and matter itself in its various forms. Pancha Beda, it is of three types: Phagata Beda, or internal difference; Sajataya Beda, or the difference which exists between two objects belonging to the same class; and Vichataya Beda, or the difference which exists between two objects belonging to different classes. Beda, let's see each Beda listed individually. Beda Bhava, absence of duality or difference. Beda, the relation of identity and difference. Difference, come non-difference, unity, multiplicity, diversity, and unity, view held by the Bhatha Mamamsakas, the Nimbaka school, and first made well known by Bartra Pancha, Bartra, wow, that's a lot of fucking R's. Bartra, Bartra Pancha, Beta Vada, Beta, Beta, Beta Vada. The theory of non-difference, indifference. Bedad Anya, something other than difference. Beda Grahana, non-apprehension of difference. Beda Sahisnu, compatible with difference. Beda Samsarga, relation of duality. Beda Shruti, duality of scriptures, Upanishadic texts, and all passages therein which support the doctrines of duality, plurality, multiplicity. Beda Upaya, Anaba Upaya, Beda Upaya, Beda Verdodi, what is opposed to difference. Bhiksha, alms begging. Bhikshu, Buddhist monk or mendicant. Bega, Bhikkhu is the Pali. The Bhikkhu is a Buddhist monk or mendicant. Of Bhikshu, Bhikshu Sutra. Words again, when it's small it's a T and R, when it's big it's an N. That's a B connected to I, that's a KS combined with a U, and then that's a S combined with a U. Bhikshu Sutra. The monk's thread, a name for the Brahma Sutra, since those who are most competent to study it are said to be monks or renunciants. Bhima, the terrible, fear-inspiring, the second of the five Pandava brothers, and the mightiest warrior of his time, he possessed the strength of 10,000 elephants, one of the chief characters in the Mahabharata, son of Kunti and Vayu, named for Shiva and for Vishnu. Bina, okay, see how it's a T and an R when it's small? When it's big, it's a double N right there. Bina, differentiated. Bina Vishaya, difference in subject matter. Bhisma, frightful, terrifying, terrible, dreadful. The patriarch of the Kaurava and Pandava families, whose story is told in the Mahabharata, to please his father Santanu, he made a terrible vow never to marry so that his father could marry Satyavati. He was the commander-in-chief of the Kaurava army during the Mahabharata war. Bhoga, enjoyment, pleasure, experience, enjoyment of the objects of the world through the senses, worldly experience, enjoyment or unending bliss in a state of liberation according to Dvaita Vedanta. Bhoga, enjoyment, pleasure, experience. Bhishma, frightful, terrifying, terrible, dreadful. Bhoga, enjoyment, pleasure, experience. Bhoga, Bhoga Bhuta, involuntary action, action arising out of latencies of previous actions. Bhoga Bhuta, Bhoganga, pleasure seeking individual. Satstala, Bhoganga, Bhogastana, abode of enjoyment. Bhogastana, Bhogavastu, objective enjoyment. Bhoga Parimana, Bhoga. Okay, that's a Bogo. Bogo pa boga parimana. Bogo pa boga parimana. A Jaina ethical code of conduct dealing with establishing limits to the use of objects with a view to minimize attachment. Boga pakarana. Bogo. Okay, it's a Bogo pakarana. Bogo pakarana. Means of enjoyment. Bogo pakarana. Bogo Pakarana. Bogya, objective experience. Bogya, Bogya Kanda, objects of enjoyment. According to Seva Siddhanta, God's mysterious power, Maya, provides the individual with the means, locations, and objects of enjoyment. Bhakta, enjoyer, subject, experiencer. Bhakta. K and a T combined ends in A. B O K T A. Bhakta. Bhaktar. So that little mark is a Bhaktar, enjoyer. Bolnath or Boli Baba. Bolinath, poet saint, a 19th century poet saint of Uttar Pradesh who established his hermitage asrama on the banks of the Yamuna River. He composed hymns, bhajans, and a number of poetical works on Vedanta, including the Siddha Jita and Vedanta Chandavali. Brahma, Bra, Bra, Brahma, error, illusion, hallucination, perplexity, the cognition of an object as it is not. Bhranti, delusion. One of the obstacles of self-realization. Bhranti. Burgu, glittering, name of a great seer, Rishi. Seers are rishis. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says of the great sages, I am Burgu. Bhartyacharya, a code of conduct enjoining humility towards Siva. Panchachara, Bhartyachara, Bu, the earth, the material world, Bu, Bhujangini Mudra, serpent seal. Bhujangini Mudra, serpent seal. A hatha yoga exercise called the serpent gesture mudra, in which one draws air through the esophagus. Its practice destroys stomach diseases. Bhakti, enjoyment. Bhakti, enjoyment. Buloka, earth world. Bu, earth. Loka, world. Loka, Sanskrit for world. Dharma loka, right? Vaikuntha loka, right? There's Patala loka, right? There's Buloka, okay? Loka, world, right? There's astral lokas, is what there is. There's etheric lokas. There's multi-dimensional lokas, right? In the multiverse, right? Buloka, loka, Sanskrit for world. Bu, Sanskrit for earth. Bhumi, the earth, stage, floor realm, earth realm. There are 10 bhumis, or stages on the path according to Buddhism. See Bodhisattva. Bhuta, element, gross elemental principle, from the verb root bu, to become, exist. That is the 5 elements: earth, krisiti, or prithivi, water, app, fire, tejas, air, vayu, space, akasa. See Mahabhuta. Bhutadi, the state where inertia, tamas, predominates over purity, sattva, and activity, raja. See purity. Sanskrit for purity is sattva. Where you got bodhisattva, right? Sattva is where we get saffron, okay? And then you got bodhi, which means wisdom, like the Buddha, okay? Bhutadi, the state where inertia predominates over purity and activity. Inertia is tamas, purity, sattva, and activities, rajas. From this state evolved the subtle elements, tanmatra, according to Sankhya. Bhuta Koti, Bhuta Koti, the highest culminating point for all human beings. Bhuta Koti, Bhuta Koti, the highest culminating point for all human beings. Bhuta Koti, Bhuta Panchaka, Bhuta Panchaka, the five elements. The five physical elements are earth, Prithvi, what is this? Prithvi. Air, earth is Prithvi. Earth is Prithvi, as in the elements. Element earth is Prithvi, the element air is Vayu, element fire is Tejas, the element water is Ap, and the etheric element, ether, is Akasa. They are the elements of which the physical cosmos is composed. According to Sankhya cosmology, they derive from the subtle elements Tanmatra. Bhuta Panchaka, the five elements, is the Bhuta Panchaka, fire, earth, water, air, and ether. Prithvi, Vayu, Tejas, Ap, and Akasa. According to Sankhya cosmology, they derive from the subtle elements Tanmatra. Bhuta Panchaka, the five elements. Bhutartha Vada, statement of a fact not really known, theory of existent objects. Bhutartha Vada, Bhuta Tathata, that-ness of elements. Bhutatva, elementness, Bhutatva. Bhuva, the mid-region, the world of becoming. Loka and Gayatri mantra, Loka and Gayatri. Bhuva, the mid-region. Bhuvana, the universe, the world. Bhuvana, as in, that's what they say in the Gayatri mantra. Bohu, Bhuva, Suva. Once again, right? Bhuvana is the world, the universe. Bhuvana, Sanskrit for world, universe. Bhuvana. Bhuvana Sundara, God of cosmic beauty. Boyo Darshana, repeated observation. Bibatsa, trembling. Bija, seed, drop, seminal. In yoga, it denotes the causes of afflictions. Klesha, Sanskrit for afflictions. Kleshas. They are the seeds of the defects. Sound derives its most sublime recognizable form as the 51 phonemes of the Sanskrit language, the so-called little mothers, matarka. As such, mantras often occur as or derive from collections of meaningless seed, bija sounds, as their name suggests. They are the seeds of all sounds. Some examples include hrim, shrim, gam, glaum, om, aim. Hrim, shrim, gam, glaum, om, aim. Bijankara nyaya. The analogy or logic of the seed and the tree, each being the cause of the other. Bilva, one of the herbs, a tree with great medicinal qualities, sacred to Lord Shiva. Bilva. Bimba, original, prototype. Bimba Pratibimba Vada. Reflection theory. Theory of the original and its reflection. The reflection theory of the Advaita Vedanta Vivarana school, in which consciousness is said to be reflected in the adventitious condition ignorance, avidya. According to this view, the individual is a reflection of intelligence present in egoity, as there exists no difference between a reflection and the original. The individual soul, jiva, is non-different from the absolute Brahman. Bimbo Pasana, meditation on the reflection, meditation on the position of the individual as a reflection of the Lord. According to Advaita Vedanta, this one step in the means of release for the soul. Bindi, a red dot or mark worn between eyebrows, marking the location of the third eye, the third inner vision or spiritual wisdom, also called tilaka or tika. Bindu, a dot, point, drop, crescent, the compact mass of spiritual power or energy sakti gathered into an undifferentiated point, ready to manifest as the universal form made of light, blue pearl, the material cause and substance of creation. The cause of form rupa in Kashmir Saivism is combination of the four elements, the four subtle elements, tanmatras, a mark on the forehead which may serve depending upon the substance employed, cosmetic, medicinal, or religious functions. The center of the forehead between the eyebrows is the most important psychic center in the physical body, and its importance is stressed by putting a colored mark at this spot. This spot is where the sixth chakra, Ajna chakra, is located. It's known as the third eye or the eye of wisdom. This mark not only reminds one that the purpose of one's life is to realize oneself, but it helps one to remember that all one's actions are to be dedicated to this goal. The most common material used for making this mark is kumkum, a red powder which is a mixture of turmeric, alum, iodine, camphor, etc. Another popular material is sandalwood, paste blended with musk. This has a strong cooling effect and is generally meant for those who have meditated for a long time. Sacred ash from a sacrificial fire or funeral pyre is considered the best material for the tilak for yogis and sannyasis because they have renounced their attachments to worldly life, and ash symbolizes Bindu Beda, seeing, one thing with two eyes, a movement, kriya, of the eyes, a subtle piercing of the eyeballs, after which one begins to perceive the blue light vibrating everywhere, the purification of the eyes, Bodha, consciousness, knowledge, to be awakened, enlightenment, Bodhi, enlightenment, to be awakened, Bodhicitta, love, foundation of all good, attitude to serve all, has two aspects according to Buddhism. The stage where the individual resolves to become a bodhisattva, Bodhipranidhicitta, and actually enter in the path and taking the journey, Bodhiprasthana-citta. Bodhipranidhicitta, okay, Bodhipranidhicitta, Bodhipranidhicitta, Bodhiprasthana Citta, Bodhicitta, love, foundation of all good, its attitude to serve all. It has two aspects according to Buddhism: the stage when the individual resolves to become a bodhisattva and actually entering the path, taking the journey. Bodhisattva, this is a good term. I always bring up bodhisattvas in the Washer forums. To me, those are the angelic guides that stopped reincarnating, right? That's always my understanding of bodhisattvas. They actually ceased those ties to the physical realms, right? They got off of that wheel of samsara, right? They cleared from those karmas to constantly physicalize their existence as spiritual beings into grossest of form, and they actually come back to guide the souls of humanity, the avatars, the avataric souls of humanity. They're bodhisattvas. I translate them to angelic guides, but I guess you can have incarnate bodhisattvas. But the whole understanding of bodhisattvas is that they got off of that wheel of samsara, I believe. They stopped reincarnating. Okay, but that's my understanding. Bodhisattva, a being aspiring to enlightenment, one who has attained the essence of wisdom, and awakened one. It exists for the good and happiness of all. Their ideal is enlightenment for all sentient beings. They are of two types: earthly and transcendent. Us Gnostics in the Mediterranean, we kind of have a little bit of kinship with a lot of the Hindus of the East. A lot of us actually believe these physical worlds, the physical lokas, kind of an illusion, right? And we're obviously spiritual beings, right? The Gnostics even go as far as to say is these physical worlds are brooded over by this archontic demiurgos. And, the Hindus definitely believe that it's the physical realms that are full of suffering, and, there's definitely problems with the physical lokas, and we have to raise, obviously, to the higher angelic realms, the realizations that, we have higher angelic versions of ourselves in the higher worlds and all this other stuff, right? So there's a lot of kinship with our Gnostics and our Hindus regarding the ignorance that floods the physical realms. And there's all these understandings of ascension out of those physical realms, right? To transcend the Maya of the physical worlds of man. Never mind what the Gnostics say that's being brooded over by archons, which is another story. There are 10 stages to perfect the bodhisattvahood: Prabhudita, Vimala, Prabhakari, Archasmati, Sudarjaya, Abhimukti, Dharangama, Achala, Sadhumati, and Dharma Mega. Bodhisattva, being aspiring to enlightenment. There are 10 stages to perfect bodhisattvahood. It is early usages. It referred to the career of Siddhartha Gautama. It gradually became extended to refer to all one's previous lives and one's passage to Buddhahood. all one's previous lives and one's passage to Buddhahood. The major bodhisattvas include Amitabha, Avalokitesvara, Manjushri, Vairochana, and Samantabhadra. Lesser bodhisattvas include Aksobhya, Ranasambhava, Amagasiti, and Mahastama. The last of the bodhisattvas, or the Buddha to come, is Maitreya. Brahma, the creator of the universe, one of the Indian trinity comprised of Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra, priest. Brahma is also a priest. Absolute reality manifested as the active creator of the universe, who is personified as one of the three gods of the Hindu trinity. The two are Vishnu, who represents the principle of sustenance, and Shiva, who represents the principle of destruction, one of the four principal priests in the Vedic sacrifice. The others being Khotri, Advaryu, and Udgatri. The Brahma priest, the most learned of the four, was required to know the three Vedas, supervise the sacrifice, and set right mistakes committed by the other priests. Brahma Bhava. Being absolute Brahma identification with all pervasive reality. Brahmacharya, a code of conduct dwelling in Brahman, a student, the path that leads to Brahman, or moving in Brahman. Abstention from incontinence, celibacy, the first stage of life, studentship, the foundation for the Indian hermitage, asrama, and teacher's school, Gurukula, system of education, one of the abstentions in the yoga system, one of the great vows, and one of the proper modes of conduct according to Jainism. Mahavrata and Charitra. Brahmacharya, code of conduct. Brahma Granthi, a knot of Brahman, located in the mystic lowermost nerve plexus, Muladhara. It is the junction point in the Sushumna Nadi. As here we go again with these nadis in the term Sushuma, as in the Sanskrit term Suksham, which means subtle. So those nadis are those subtle energy epicenters and meridians and channels in our body, the electromagnetic soul matrix, right? That's a Kundalini chakra system, right? Muladhara is the lowest, is one of the chakras, mystic lowermost nerve plexus, Muladhara. It is the junction point in the Sushumna Nadi, where the Ida Pingala and Sushumna Nadis converge and form a knot. Sushumna Nadi. So you got left and right nadis. So this term Nadi is like an energy channel, right? Connected to Kundalini once again. Sushumna. Brahma Granthi is the knot of Brahman. Might refer to one of the chakras, Muladhara. Brahma Granthi. Brahmajnana, inquiry into reality. Brahmajnana, knowledge of the absolute self-realization. Brahma Loka, the world of Brahma, the heaven of the creator. Brahma, the highest heaven, the world of supreme joy. Those who reach this plane of existence. Loka, after death or beyond rebirth, Brahma is said to be the creator of the 14 worlds. The 7 upper worlds, Bird Loka, Bhuvar Loka, Svar Loka, Mahar Loka, Jnana Loka, Tapo Loka, and Satya Loka, and the 7 lower worlds, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala. So, once again, all these different lokas, all these different worlds, all these different planes of existences. Brahma is said to be the creator of the 14 worlds, the 7 upper worlds, Bird Loka, Bhuvar Loka, Svar Loka, Mahar Loka, Jnana Loka, Tapo Loka, and Satya Loka. Brahma Muhurta, the moment or hour of Brahma, sacred early morning time, the period of time between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., which is declared to be the best time for meditation and worship. Brahma Nadi, another name for the Sushumna Nadi, a subtle channel Nadi. There you go. That's a direct translation, right? Remember we were saying the Sushumna Nadi? Right, you got the Sushumna Nadi. Sushumna sounds kind of like the Hindi term for subtle, which is Suksham, right? Susumna, and then there you go. What's a Nadi? A subtle, right? Suksham, Susumna, subtle channel, like energy flow as a Nadi. Brahma Nadi, another name for a Susumna Nadi, a subtle channel Nadi located in the middle of the Chitrini Nadi, the nectar for the 1,000-petal lotus at the crown of the head, Sahasrara, flows through this nadi. This is another name for the Sushumna nadi, or the main channel of energy, running through the center of the spinal column. When energy prana, we breathe in blue prana enters it. It takes the secret to Brahman, the absolute, hence its name. Brahman. Alright, prana is the energy, you breathe it in, kind of, right? Breathe in, inhale the prana, right? That's why they call the breathing technique pranayama, right? Brahman, the ultimate reality, the ground of the universe, the absolute, the divine, great. From the root bra, to expand, greater than the greatest, absolutely great, that which is greater than the greatest, that which puts an end to the difference. The absolute reality or all-pervasive supreme principle of the universe. It has nothing similar to it and nothing different from it, and it has no empirical distinctions from a cosmic viewpoint. Vedantic term for the absolute reality. Absolute or all-pervasive supreme principle of the universe, the nature of Brahman, is described in the Upanishads and in the Vedantic philosophy as Sat, existence absolute, Chit, consciousness absolute, and Ananda, bliss absolute. See Satchidananda. Satchidananda. Advaita Vedanta says it is not possible to explain Brahman in words. Brahman, the ultimate reality, Brahman. It transcends all concepts and ideas and is therefore nirguna, beyond conceptualization. It is declared to be the only truth. Other Vedantas explain that words might not entirely define what Brahman is, but they do describe its glorious attributes and is therefore saguna, with glorious attributes. Nirguna, beyond conceptualization, saguna, with glorious attributes. In the Upanishads, it is conceived of two modes, the reality of which the universe is but an appearance, nisprapancha, and the all-inclusive ground of the universe, saprapancha. It is described positively as existence, sat, knowledge, chit, bliss, ananda, and infinite ananta, and negatively as not this, neti, neti. Not this, neti, neti. It has nothing similar to it and nothing different from it, and it has no empirical distinctions from the cosmic viewpoint. According to Advaita Vedanta, Brahman is known in two forms, that is qualified by limiting conditions owing to the distinctions of name and form, and as what is free from all limiting conditions whatever. Both Visadvaita and Dvaita Vedanta conceive of Brahma as endowed with auspicious qualities, saguna, with glorious attributes, saguna, endowed with auspicious qualities, saguna, Brahmana, a spiritual intellectual being endowed with purity, who has understood reality, Brahman, who fosters spirituality, and who helps others to know the reality, a member of the priestly caste. The liturgical text of the Vedas, Brahmana, a spiritual intellectual being endowed with purity, who has understood reality, Brahmana. There's Brahmins. Brahmins are one of the sects. Brahmins. Member of the priestly caste, a Brahmana. One of the four castes whose duty is to study and perpetuate the Vedas, liturgical texts written in prose and explanatory of the significance of the different rituals found in the Samhitas. They are the guidebooks for performing sacrificial rites. Distinct from the mantra and Upanishad sections, the Brahmanas contain rules for the employment of the mantras or hymns at various sacrifices, with detailed explanations of the origin and meaning and numerous ancient legends. They are said by Sayanacharya to contain two parts, Vidi or rules from rites, and Arthavada or explanatory remarks. Each Veda has its own Brahmana. That of the Rig Veda is preserved in two works, Aitareya and Kaushitaki. The white Yajurveda has the Satapatha Brahmana, and the black Yajurveda has the Taittiriya Brahmana. The Samaveda has 8 Brahmanas, the best known of which are the Prauda and Sadvinsa. The Atharva Veda has one Brahmana called the Gopatha. Brahmanda, the cosmic egg, the universe, the cosmos. Anda, egg. Anda equals egg. Anda. One of the 20 Dvaita Vedanta substances. Brahmanista, remaining steadfast in absolute Brahman. One who is firmly established in the Supreme Being and Brahman, the absolute reality. Brahma Prapti, Brahma Prapti, attainment of liberation. Brahmarpana, the dedication of Brahman. Brahman is the ritual. Brahmarandra, the The whole of Brahma, the aperture and the crown of the head, through which the individual soul may leave its body upon death. Subtle aperture and the crown of the head, said to be a gateway to the absolute Brahman. In a thousand-petaled lotus, it is the crown of the head, Sahasrara. Liberated beings said to exist the physical body through this aperture. Brahma, Satyam, Jagan, Mithya, Jivo, Brahmeva, Napara. So you got Brahma, you got Satyam, Brahma, you got Satyam, you got Jagan, Mithya, then you got Jivo, then you got Brahmeva, then you got Napara. The absolute Brahman is real, the world is non-real, the individual soul is non-different from Brahman. This oft-quoted verse gives the quintessence of the Advaita Vedanta doctrine. The first two lines are found in Sankaracharya's Viveka Chudamani Brahma Sutra, threads of the absolute brief aphorism written by Baudhayana, harmonizing teachings of the Upanishads, an authoritative treatise on a Vedanta philosophy dealing with the knowledge of the absolute Brahman. It is ascribed to Vyasa, known by various names such as Baudhayana Sutra, Vedanta Sutra, Vyasa Sutra, Sariraka Sutra. Every founder of Vedanta school has to write a commentary on a book through Sankaracharya. Sankaracharya's is perhaps the most famous. It set forth the teachings of the Vedanta in a logical order. The Bhasyakaras, or main commentators, exponents on the Brahma Sutra, are Sankara, Bhaskara, Yadava, Nimbarka, Ramanuja, Srikanta, Madhva, Vallabha, and Baladeva. Other names for the Brahma Sutra include Vedanta Sutra, Sariraka Sutra, Bhikshu Sutra, and Uttara Mamamsa Sutra. It is divided into 4 chapters. Adhyaya, with each chapter consisting of 4 parts, pada, each part being divided into a number of sections. Adhikarana, Sanskrit for sections. Adhikarana. Each section contains one or more sutras, depending upon the interpretation of the Bhasyakara thereof. Its 4 chapters are entitled Harmony. Samanvaya, bringing out the coherent import of the Upanishads by explaining apparently doubtful statements, non-conflict, Avrodha, presenting the Vedantic position philosophically with regard to other systems. The mean, Sadhana, outlining the spiritual pathway to liberation, and the fruit, Phala, discussing the nature of the goal itself. That's Brahma Sutra, threads of the absolute. Brahma Vichara, inquiry into the absolute Brahman. Brahma Vihara, divine state, abiding or dwelling in absolute Brahman. According to Buddhism, these are the characteristics of a perfectly enlightened individual, aka Bodhisattva, who is in a divine state: compassion, karuna, love, maitra, equanimity, upeksha, and joy, mudita. Enlightened individual is a Bodhisattva. Compassion is karuna, love is maitra, equanimity is upeksha, and joy is mudita. Brahma Vihara is a divine state. Brahma Vihara. Brahmin, remember the priestly caste, right? We're talking about Brahmin. There's Brahman over here, right? Remember the priestly caste, Brahmin? There's the Brahmins. Brahmin. Member of the priestly caste. Priest, the first caste of Hindu society. The members of the caste or class are, by tradition, priests and scholars. Braha, Dharanyaka Upanishad. Braha Daryako Upanishad. Brahadaranyako Upanishad. Yaka Upanishad. Brahadaranyaka Upanishad. Sitting down nearby, the scripture, right? Sitting down nearby the great forest. This Upanishad belongs to the Satapatha Brahmana of the Sukla Yajur Veda. The theme of this Upanishad is the non-difference of the absolute Brahman and the individual Atman. It is the largest Upanishad and it is considered great. Barhad, due both to its length and its profundity. It consists of 3 sections, Kanda, each having 2 chapters. The Madhu Kanda expounds the basic identity of the individual self with the universal self. The Muni Kanda, Yajnavalkya Kanda, provides a philosophical justification of a teaching. The Kilakanda deals with certain modes of worship and meditation, Upasana, Sravana, Manana, Nidhyasana, and contains much information per meditation. This Upanishad also contains the Mahavakya, Aham, Brahmasmi, no personages found in Upanishad, including Maitreya, Gargi, Janaka, and Yajnavalkya. Brihaspati, great father, Jupiter, teacher, guru, or the priest, the deity identified with speech and intellect. He is the chief offerer of prayers and sacrifices, and is represented as a priest and teacher of the gods with whom he intercedes for human beings. Brihaspati Sava, Brihaspati Sava, the name of a sacrifice by which, according to the Taittiriya Brahmana, the priest who desired to become a Purohita obtained that office. Bharhat, the great, the large, in the Veda, the true, the right, Satyam, Artham, is the great Bharhat. Bubuksava, Bubuksava, pleasure seekers. Bubuksava, pleasure seekers. Bubuksava, Buddha, the awakened one. Bu, to enlighten, to know. Bodhi also means wisdom. Buddhi, the intellect, the discriminative faculty, from the word bu, to enlighten, to know, the ascertaining intelligence, and the impersonal or superpersonal state of consciousness of a limited individual. The first evolute of primordial nature, prakriti, is the basis of the intelligence of the individual, is a determinative faculty, and by it one resolves upon a course of action. Kanta Karana. According to Nyaya Vaisheshika, it is of two kinds: recollection, smrti, and experience, anubhava. Let's be.